Hello. Well, today I'm gonna start putting some spackling on here, cover up these lines. And in addition to that, I'll be doing some more carving here and there, changing things where I don't think this looks carved quite right. And in addition, I'll be augmenting the carved foam with some plaster rock castings. Went ahead and got a few more molds here today. But I'm not going to be doing that today, but further on down the line. And especially here where I've got the coal mine scene up top. I can put some castings here and there, kind of have them stick up. And this particular mold will work well because castings are fairly deep, they'll stick up pretty high, so that'll work. And plus I'll be augmenting the pink extruded foam with some florist foam if I feel I need to put a few blocks here and there or fill in gaps or things like that, so I'll probably use some of this too. So that's what I'm planning. I got my spackling here. So, and one thing I've observed about the glue that I've used for gluing these extruded foam sheets together, I used liquid nails for, I think it was liquid nails for hobbies and projects or something like that. The problem with that is it's pretty thick. Okay, and it's pretty hard. You have to actually put a fair amount of weight to get this stuff to spread out. First of all, you have to spread it out fairly thin as you can. Then you have to put a fairly significant amount of weight to hold it down, and it can end up being a little bit thick. That's the problem. It makes it a little bit harder to disguise with the spackle, and so I had to do a repair over on the other part of the layout. Way over there, and I used squeeze and caulk to glue it back down to the wood there. And I thought that, hey, that might actually work better for gluing these layers of foam together. That may be something one of you out there may want to try, because it's a lot thinner than this caulking, so it'll spread a lot easier. It'll allow for a tighter, basically less of a thick layer of glue between the layers of foam, so allows you to, and it spreads out a lot better too, because it's not as thick, and it seems to be doing the job where I used it way over there in the other part of the layout. It was gluing the foam back down to the board, so that's something you may want to consider. I suppose the downside to that is I think using squeeze and caulk could be a little bit more expensive than using the foam, the liquid nails for hobbies and projects and stuff like that. So I don't know, food for thought. So let me get started on this. One thing I do is I try to, when I carve off foam, I sometimes get this little steps in here from the glue. I want to try to get as much of that off as possible. And one way of doing it is just take my finger and kind of pull it off like that. Another way of doing it is taking the shear foam rasp and just kind of going across like that, diagonally. And that kind of gets rid of it. I don't know how well you can see that. Okay. Alright, let's try to do a before and after shot. Okay, here's before. Okay, see how this is kind of sticking out like that. You just don't want to have that in there. Well, at least I don't, but it just doesn't look right. So I take my shear foam rasp and just kind of go diagonally and across horizontally. Hold this thing diagonally. I'm going to do that, and that kind of gets rid of that little ledge. Let me go ahead and do that again down here. So you got this nasty little ledge here. You take my rasp and just go quick like that. Actually horizontally, that actually works. There. Helps cover that up. So anyway, there's a lot of tweaking, a fair amount of tweaking involved, but if you spend the time, it'll pay off in the end. Make this look like a seamless rock wall. Alright, I just take a little bit of my finger and just put it over, fill it in, just like that. And I try not to put too much on and try not to work it too much. You know, so just kind of very roughly put it on, because you don't want to end up having this thing look like a brick and brick with mortar wall in there, where you kind of, it's pretty obvious where you can see, you know, your finger's been smoothing it down like that. Because when you actually paint it, let me do this close up again, it's going to come through when you paint it, so you just kind of want to do it quick, just like that. Just flick it so it kind of blends in. And have a couple of spots in my other mountain where I wasn't quite careful enough when I put this on, but it's not that noticeable, I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. Thought about maybe filling this in, putting foam in there. Putting a tunnel portal, but at the same time I'm kind of like, you know, I think I want some fairly easy way of being able to reach in there unless something happens, so I think I'll just axe that idea. So I see some loose chips coming off here. I just work them off with my fingers like that. Some pieces that are like hanging Chad, I think I said at one time. Just take my finger and rub them off like that. Just kind of break off, fall on the floor, and make a mess. Let me give you a close up of what I'm doing here. Got this little piece here, kind of like that looks kind of bogus, so I just want to take it off. Go over with my finger. Get rid of some of these little dangly things that are on here. Just do that, clean it off. So we can get rid of the danglies. All the danglies. Okay. Doing here when I paint this foam, plan on painting this a gray. I'm not sure how dark I'm gonna make it, just maybe yeah, I guess a light gray. Then I'll add weathering and staining on there, and probably a bit more generous with the different washes I use. So over here I used a tan, and criticism of this is that it's come out just a bit too uniformly brown. There doesn't seem to be enough variation in the color of the rocks. At least that's just my opinion, but how it turned out. I'm going to try something a little bit different here.